Hi everyone, I'm back again. A couple of videos I promised to give you ladies from Australia, and obviously South African ladies are welcome to use the tips and tricks. Often in Celebrate packs we have these frames, and in a few classes I taught the ladies how to manipulate the frames to make them the size they want them to be. It is really simple, but they asked me to put it on video just in case they forget. You know, when you're at a retreat, you're having fun, and yeah, things happen. So I'm going to just show you how to convert these frames into the sizes that you're wanting. Obviously, you can't really go too much bigger than what they are, but you can reduce them to fit the photos you need. So I've already pre-fussy cut this sheet. And I'll show you with this frame to start with. It's very, very simple. Okay, you got to be careful when the edges are not perfectly straight. So you got to just look at your frame first and see, okay, try leave the edges that aren't perfect. Then you're going to go across and you're going to, let's actually do it the easier way with this one. We're going to put tape. Let's put our tape here. So I'm putting my tape on two sides, opposite sides. Let's put tape on all the sides, avoid confusion. Tape on all the sides beforehand, then you don't have to worry too much. So we can just put tape on. Right. So there's your frame with tape. Turning it over, you can see that one's not nice and straight, but it's beautiful as a feature. But here it's nice and straight and easy to work with. So what we're going to do is you're going to take a knife or craft knife and ruler and cut along the diagonal of the frame. There and there. Right? Easy enough. That's the frame that we just cut. And all you do is slide it up to where you want it to be. So I want to make this frame for this car, just to have something different. So let's say, okay, I want it about there. If you have a particular photo size, then you can work with that. So that's more or less where I'm wanting it. So what measurement is that? Roughly, it is, let's take it to the 3-inch mark. 3-inch mark. Okay. So I'm going to take the tape off these corners. Find that 3-inch mark. There's 3 inches there. So that was the top of the frame. So I'm going to line up with the top. Line the cream with the cream. Corner with the corner. Cream with cream. Cream with cream. Okay, I haven't done it particularly straight. It does help to use your grid here. Get that out of the way. So there, craft mat comes in handy. I want to finish off that inside square so it's still, or rectangle, so it's still perfect. And then you have a funny looking frame. And we simply go snip, snip, and there is the adjustment of your frame. So I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to put this one on layout so you can see how it's done. So this page was designed, let's check, this way. I'm not going to use it that way. I'm going to just change it up. Why not? I really like that red, so that's I'm bringing the red car. So I'm going to actually mount this one foam. I should have actually put foam rather. So we're just having a little playtime. I'm going to do a quick little layout with some scraps just to play with the frames, the fussy cut elements. Okay. This is foam tape. For those of you who want to do something similar, but it's a massive roll, so it's giving me a hard time. Cut into pieces. Okay. So it's got one there frame. And then, so we're just playing as we go, so I don't know what this is going to look like, but let's just have fun with it. So these are papers from Rugged Odyssey. Had a few spare papers of some of the designs, so I'm just using them up. So let's just, like, as I said, like that word, so I want that to be prominent. I'm going to stick that there like that. And then I'm going to have the car coming out of the elements. So I'm going to stick half of the car down flat. Just go towards the lower end. And then I want the top of the car looking like it's coming out of the frame, just for fun. So that will be around here. Ooh, please just stick, please just stick. There we go. Okay. So I'm doing this obviously very quickly and very rushed for video's sake, but you'll need to just work on putting a bit more tape and whatnot. So if we do, let's put those two front tires in the front of the frame and the two back behind the frame. That one doesn't want to work. There we go. So now it looks like the car is coming out of the frame. I didn't really want the house to be going in front of it, so I'm going to see if I can slide underneath. Not enough of the top spot, so I'm just going to trim it down slightly. So that little shed's behind. So that's one way to manipulate the frame. Then you have another way, I'll just put this aside for now, to manipulate these smaller frames. So these smaller frames are lovely, but sometimes they are too small. So I'm thinking I'm going to put this title in these frames. So I actually want to extend it lengthways. So this one is super simple. We are going to just get some tape once again. Tape along the back. And I'm going to be cutting off one side of it, so I'm not going to put tape on this side. Just remember that that's the side I'm cutting off. And let's see, how long do I want to make it? So the first line will fit. Let's see, so let's cut this here. I'm just going to cut the arrows off. I don't think I need the arrows. Okay, so I'm wanting that title to fit in that frame, which is going to be pretty tricky. I'm going to have to rethink that a little bit, but that's why we do it together. Learn as we go. So the part I didn't put tape on, I'm just going to cut straight. Again, straight. I'll do the same with this one. And remember, one side is going to get cut off, so we don't have to worry about the tape on the one side. So obviously these are two exactly the same frames. Just make sure that they are exactly the same. You get two sheets of everything, so you do get two frames that are the same. Guaranteed. Okay, so I'm going to manipulate it a bit more, and I'm going to make it at around that mark there. So when you're just goofing around like I am, not doing anything too serious, I just take a little pencil mark so I know where I'm cutting. Yeah, so this one, I'm going to, again, just cut the ends off. Just make sure it was on the tape side. So ultimately, you could make your frame that size. But that's too big for what I'm wanting. I'm wanting it smaller. So then we just slide it over to that pencil mark. That's where the tape comes in. Let's see, situation, let's go this way. You gotta line up the colors again. Try to keep it straight. So again, your grid is a handy little tool to use, and you line it up. Obviously, you will see the joins on these, but that's where little fussy cut elements can come in and cover them up. So let's say I want to put that. Why not? Let's see. I still want to obviously put a photo in somewhere. So what's the point of a layout if there's no photo? So let's say I want to put a photo here. So let's put this without taking too much away from this beautiful background design. Maybe up there a little bit. So again, I'm going to use foam tape. When you know exactly what you're doing, then obviously you don't have to put tape on all the sides. It's just a sure way to make sure you get the tape on the side that you're wanting before you cut. This tape looks a bit thick, so I'm just going to trim some down. Just trim it down, just put on my craft mat, metal knife, craft ruler. So that's a nice little hack to know as well. If it's on your craft mat, you can just lift it up. I'll go for a slightly thicker version. And obviously you don't leave pieces of paper lying around, because then that means a big part of your project. And deliberately leaving a little bit of space on the inside of the frame, as our darling friend calls it, tuck spots. And there you go. So this has not been pre-designed, so please excuse if it doesn't come out really pretty. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to manipulate these frames. Okay. So now this one we made smaller, this one we've made bigger. And I don't want to take away too much on the background, so I'll put the edge there. Same sort of spacing as the bottom one. There. Okay, then this saying is quite nice, so I really would like to use it. Again, tape. Okay, this is a barcode strip. Cut this off the one side of it, so I don't know what I can see, because it's not really vital. And then we're going to trim it down to fit in the frame. So makes the situation, but so I think we're going to have a bit of a overlap. Let's go up a little bitty. Oh, number 4. Get with me. So I'm just going to cover up that first white line. Then I'm actually going to trim this off. So I'd like to all fit in one. Nice frame. Cover up the white there. And then we're going to just see where this one takes us to. Situation, there we go. Trim off the top of the white. Thinking on your feet. Bit of a challenge. I should do this more often. Okay, and then the last bit of the quote. I've already cut the arrow off from the previous one, the other side, so I'm going to cut it off again this side and trim off the extra black. These arrows can be used somewhere else on the page if you want. I just don't want them here. So again, it's just a barcode strip, something that normally ends up in the bin. That should be your title for your layout, or the wording. Right, there we go. So just to finish that off, we could put a little something, just seeing, maybe even that arrow. Put it back on. Cut all the white off. Before we trim the black, just see the distance. Okay, so it's right on the tail. Because the tuck spot we can go underneath. So this little part here is going to just get folded underneath the frame. Joys of having it raised with foam tape. And there you go. We do still have a funny little piece showing here, which I'm just going to lightly cut loose. Can just put some fussy cut element over that section as well, which I probably will do anyway. But there we go. That's how that frame got bigger. Let's see how we're going to cover up the joins. Once you covered up one, no one really notices the other one. So it seems to be a trick of the eye. Put a little sign up there. Oh, let's do the yellow one. Do the yellow sign. There we go. And we have some foam tip here. And it's just going to go on top. Doesn't interfere with the saying. It's a nice little bit of colour. And looking for something small-ish. Oh yes, you always get these random little dots of some sorts in Celebrate packs, so we can just use some of those random little dots. Now, obviously now it's making it very obvious that there's something going on there because everything's lining up perfectly, which I don't particularly like. Some people do, I don't. I like things to look a bit different, a little bit less forced. So the first one, I'm just going to use some glue. I don't think I need to make those ones stand up. So here's a join, touch of glue, and then I'm going to just touch of glue and touch of glue. That gives you time to move them around a little bit and have some fun with them. And maybe just to balance it off. No, we'll leave that for now. Okay. So that's extending a frame. Now we're going to go on to making a frame. Size for the photo. So let's say your photo is this out the way. You've got your size, your photo, let's say is 5 inches by 3.5. So that's your actual photo. So that's going to be the inside. So you need to always remember when you're doing the frame that the inside of the frame is what matters. So always make sure you compensate for that. So here is my, it needs to be, where's my trusty little pencil? Pencil mark, pencil mark. Right. Again, put some tape on, but this time I'm going to do, oh, they're all a bit tricky, these ones. So I'm going to just put one row of tape on the side we're cutting. Should be thicker, but the point of this video is to show you. Again, the diagonal, even if you don't actually see a line, fake a diagonal. So from the corner to the inner corner. From the corner to the inner corner. Right, there is your frame. We did our 2-inch mark. So now if we want these to be covering up the cream on that side, top and bottom, so we'll make it as balanced as possible. So we want to stick it there. Obviously you can do it more technical and measure. I'm just trying to show you how you don't have to use things the way they were designed. Make them work for you and what you're working with, what photos you have, proportion of the photos. Right. Now, because the frame isn't perfect, you're going to have to just go and cut alongside with the original frame, the top frame. Like that. So that will be for your photo. So I'm going to put that on foam tape. Most of you all know by now that I love having lots of dimension on my layouts. which means multiple layers of foam. So I think with this one, I'm going to show you just doubling up the foam. Obviously, it gets expensive if you're using your double-sided tape, but if you have foam sheets, it ends up being a lot more cost effective. But just for this experimental layout, here we go. So your photo massing can go onto that. So it is ideal to work on a craft mat, because now obviously I'm going to stick it down, but it's not going to stick to the craft mat permanently. Just lift it up, and there you have another one. So here is your layout. Say we put the photo here. That's looking very all over the place and not making much sense right now. So let's see if we can try and make a bit more sense. Have a look. Let's see what else we have. We have lots of beautiful cactuses. It's also quite cute. It's got some red in it. Bring the red across a bit. Maybe even up there. And again, I'm going to manipulate this. I love the red on the car. So I'm going to stick with the red and just going to cut off the one gas station. And I think I'm going to foam tape him as well. This is where our skinny little bit of foam tape comes in handy from earlier. Our mini little bit when we cut the other one in half. Now this is going flat onto the layout, so we actually need to double it up if we want it higher than the frame. I need to just remember to put on that globe. Here we go, a little piece here. Too big. It's also going to be too big, but I'll trim it down. So on. As you can see, if the tape goes over before you stick it on, just trim it off. It is a small item, so it's very hard to make them fit. And if you cut back in a downward angle, less likely to see the frame. Oh, I just ripped it all off. There we go. Okay, so where am I at? There is there. And we need to double up here. I like to try to use my scraps as I'm going as well. Less to clean up afterwards. So let's stick this down, see if we can make this layout come together a bit better. Not one for single photo layouts, which I think might be throwing me at the moment, so I might have to add another photo or two. Let's just see how it goes. So there, it's going over the top of the frame, so we doubled it up, remember? There we go. Now if we had this frame, oh. Right. I think I'm going to be brave and just stick this frame down. Again, same sort of distance around. I'm going to use same sort of distance behind there. Try and make it straight. While we're at that, I'll show you how you can use frames as a feature. So I am going to use this frame as a feature. So I just trimmed a little bit off. So I've got some time to play. I'm just going to use some glue. Now all of a sudden we've linked that element and that element without doing much, without taking away much of the background, which makes me a lot happier. I do feel that we need to do something maybe up here to balance that out, but maybe that's where the next photo needs to come. So that's the frame size as it was. I think I'll probably put a photo in there, although, oh, tricky. Let's see. Seems like a bit of a small photo. So again, we can manipulate. Unfortunately, we will be losing a bit of the background here. I haven't measured or anything, but why not just go for it? This will be my photo frame or photo matting. So I'm going to just keep everything flat here. Obviously, you can make this more precise to what you are doing. Okay, ideally, you would have this on your trimmer, but as I said, we're just playing today, so. So that's the frame as it was, without being manipulated. Oh, well, just cutting off the bottom so I could tuck it underneath. Quick ways to manipulate your frames. I'm going to put a few little bits and pieces on here. Okay, and let's see, maybe we can put a little cactus on here. Just to cover up that big gap there. And then, what else can we use? Need it the motorbike? No. Going for that red and the yellow, so that won't really work. Another little car, that's pretty cute. Okay, because I've cut the shadow off the other car here, I'm going to do the same with the little beetle. So I'm going to cut right, delicate fussy cutting, or as delicate as I can in a rush. The smaller the scissors, and obviously the sharper the scissors, the better for fussy cutting. And I like to maneuver my paper more than my scissors. So you'll see now I'll move my paper around, not my scissors. Again, I'm going to move my paper around, not my scissors. Just gives me better control. Sometimes obviously you do need to move your scissors. That works with a little bit of... Okay, I don't want him to take away from my photo. Trying to make sure he's out of the frame. Foam tape. And another layer of foam tape. And the top corner we've gone up to 3 layers, so I'm going to go 3 layers here as well. Or maybe just 2, and I can do a cactus in front of them. Let's see. Let's up a little bit. Just don't want to bring too far into the photo. It's kind of like the cars are meeting. Okay, and just have a little fun. That's all it's about. This one is going to be behind the car. We have another little tab here. Maybe we can put it. It's too similar to the brown. It's lost. Oh, here's another yellow one. There we go. It's a little yellow one. So let's put the yellow one there. And that's a brief little course on how to manipulate the frames. So we made it to your photo size. We made it to fit a scrapbook item. Was a behind element with a photo. Just an element of interest. Frame for a title made bigger. Simple, easy, quick. Thanks for watching.